What have you dragged me into this time? You got me going up to North Jersey for more WCW cards.
It's like a whole box though.
It is a whole box. So, what is the biggest thing that you're looking forward out of this pull?
I would love any autographs, obviously, or like anything. But like if we're just talking about like specific, like person, like I want some Lex Luger.
Yes, I want a Sting,
and I want him doing the tour track. We have the one Sting. I'm interested in some other Stings. Right? Didn't we get one?
I don't think we did.
Oh, I thought we got one Surfer Sting.
We may have gotten a Surfer Sting. I'll have to go home and double check. But I shot the Follower Ghouls video yesterday, and I used one of the Ric Flair cards to clip the microphone onto. So you'll see that hopefully around the time this podcast drops. So, yes. Jim Crockett Promotions, 1987. Yeah, so Connor the other day sent me a Facebook Marketplace link, and he was like, hey, do you want to go get this? And I was like, an entire box of the 91-92 cards that we opened up on the last episode for $25, a fraction of the price that I paid for one pack. And I am going up to North Jersey this week. I'm going up to Harrison, outside of Newark, to see Minnesota United play New York Red Bulls. So we'll see if we can pop in then, and if not, Connor and I have a little adventure to go on potentially. So stay tuned for that. Anything else you want to add here?
I just think like you're like, what did I get you into? You had me open those cards last week, and now I'm looking on Facebook Marketplace for these goddamn cards. Like you're acting like this has always been an us problem.
No. We're enabling and encouraging each other. This is dangerous. We're gonna end up on an episode of Hoarders.
Yeah.
Well, folks, stay tuned for more on our adventures of vintage trading cards, past and present. And this is The C Show. Welcome back to the C Show, everybody. I'm Charlie.
I'm Connor.
And we're here. We're talking about wrestling. Last week was... I did put the date down. It was June 20th, 2025. We're starting off Smackdown with the one, the only...
the megastar!
LA Knight. Yeah.
Oh, man. Like, just love LA Knight on the mic. Like... He's so good. Like you've talked before, if he does, what was it? That special breathing,
circular breathing.
Yeah, because he just does not stop. So he came out right, obviously addressing everything that's going on with Seth and the Vision, talking about how Seth and the boys screwed him out of Money in the Bank. So he went and screwed their boy out of King of the Ring. So then they screwed him out of King of the Ring.
Just goes back and forth, Raw and SmackDown.
And it will end, right, with him and Seth Rollins, and he tells Seth Rollins to get out here right now.
But instead, he gets Paul Heyman. Paul says, I serve as the wise man for Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth freaking Rollins. The crowd boos at this, but you don't boo that name. He says, you screwed up your cue, we'll do it all over again. The guy in the ECW hat in the front row must be absolutely stoked that Paul Heyman is just standing right in front of him. So, Knight just wants him to shut up, get to the damn point. You know, we go over, the history of Paul, his history with OTC. Paul enters the ring finally. And, again, chance for CM Punk. Knight comments, clearly, you guys got a lot of enemies. Paul claims to be the biggest LA Knight fan in WWE. He's been waiting a long time to say this. Yeah. So basically, again, the same thing that was positioned or propositioned to Sami Zayn a few weeks ago, setting up setting up Knight as the protagonist for Friday night instead of Sami's on a Monday night, right? And so now we're getting this on a Friday night where it's cast early. Hey, do this, or Seth and the Vision will punish you.
Yeah, as a favor to me, it's time for you to get out of Grand Rapids, because if you don't, something really bad is going to happen to you.
And as soon as Paul rolls out, remember when I told you to get the hell out of Grand Rapids before the end of the night? That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler, because Reed and Breaker come out from Gorilla, and Knight attacks immediately. Seems to have the upper hand for a second, but Knight rolls out of the ring, is smacked against the desk, and rolls into Timekeeper. Knight comes out of Timekeeper with a steel chair and fends off further attack from Breaker and Reed, who are pulled away by Paul Heyman. Backstage, Heyman rallies the troupe. Everything will always be in our favor. That's the point. Brian Reed Saxton approaches Reed to face LA Knight. It was just approved by Aldis. Heyman waves him off, says, okay, thank you, goodbye. One last note from Paul. Patience is not a virtue, it's a strategy. Our first match on Friday Night SmackDown on the 20th was a Queen of the Ring semifinal, Asuka versus Alexa Bliss.
Man, I really loved this match. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of really good stuff here. They open trading punches and shoulder tackles, and then they almost immediately go into a commercial, and there's just like a pretty long feeling out period at first, but then they really start going. Move of the match comes up very early. Mm-hmm. Bliss does like a flipping senton.
Yes.
When Asuka's laying down, Bliss does like that front flip, right, and gives a senton again. Unbelievable. Asuka comes back with some German suplex. Bliss goes for her sister Abigail that gets carried into a roll up.
Yeah.
Huge missile drop kick, DDT, like they were all over the place. It was fantastic.
That was my move of the match. Was during the first break, Asuka had a missile drop kick off the top rope. Oh, it was awesome. And again, like Asuka looks like she's been doing this for months. It looks like she hasn't been out. She's fantastic on the mic. She's fantastic on Monday as well. Her little cameo appearance. So, really exciting for this, where, the finish here is after Asuka eats a right hand from Alexa Bliss, Alexa sets her up in the corner for a drop kick, and Alexa goes up on the turnbuckle for a twisted bliss, but it's countered by Asuka for the Empress Impact, a pin to win. 1, 2, 3. Asuka moves on to the final of the Queen of the Ring tournament.
Just one other move that I want to hit there. Again, a good piece of storytelling was there was a point where Bliss goes to the top rope and then like kind of points and says something like at Asuka, and there's this whole thing of whether or not she was playing possum, which I just thought was cool. So many times like you see people go up there and either the person's not ready to play possum or whatever else, they're kind of there like, whoa, I'm getting my balance. So again, I don't know if that was planned, if something else just got screwed up, but again, I thought it was interesting to have that bit of storytelling where it's like, you know what, I think you're effing with me, I'm not jumping off this yet. Save it for later.
Yeah, and we'll see more of Alexa later in the show. But after Asuka gets the 1, 2, 3 pin on Alexa Bliss, she goes up to the desk to rub it in to Wade Barrett and Joe Tessitore. She won. Backstage, Jade, B-Fab, and Michin are hanging out. Jade's got this, B-Fab and Michin remind her. B-Fab and Michin need to go talk to Aldis about their own opportunities. And it's, because upcoming later in the evening, we've got Jade facing Roxanne Perez for the other women's Queen of the Ring match. Jade just scoffs at the idea of facing Roxanne, but she's quick and scrappy. Jade reminds us this isn't a proving ground. This is a throne room. Asuka is a storm on the horizon. I'm not walking into win. I'm walking into rain.
Bang, bang. And, great match later. We'll get to it. I won't jump ahead. I'm very excited for Night of Champions, no matter how or where that ends up.
On the other side of backstage, Alexa Bliss is hanging out. Chelsea Green walks in on her, though. Queen of the Ring should have been Chelsea's. She would have been setting up her parliament by now. Charlotte flares, interrupts, and Chelsea's scowl is impeccable. Charlotte should have been the one to qualify, but Chelsea's goons tapped out too late. Charlotte wants to tap out Chelsea Green, but not if Chelsea makes it a bank holiday. And Charlotte reminds Alexa that she's not here to help. We move back to the center of the ring. It turns out Elton Brand has been injured, and it's time for Kit Wilson to job against Aleister Black. But we don't even get a match here because Ron Killings attacks Kit Wilson. R-Truth attacks Kit Wilson before this match starts. Aleister Black just decides to leave. Ron is given a mic, and he wants John Cena. He's driving on his terms. Cena, get out here. The executives run out. And again, Aleister's just standing there confused. He wants to kick.
Again, I just love the idea that Ron knew the whole time. He's like, all right, Kit Wilson is about to get it. Kit Wilson's about to catch these. And he's like, I'll let him do his whole entrance. And then I'll let him stand there. Then I'll let Aleister Black start his entrance. Like, I'll let him come down the ramp so no one really... Like, the idea he was just sitting there. Like, he's like, the perfect time is when.
Backstage, Ron wants Cena. Ron has Cena later tonight, but Aleister confronts him. Why are you getting involved in my matches? Ron reminds him it's nothing personal. It's got nothing to do with you. Damian comes in the middle. Let me talk to him. It's a great exchange between Ron and Aleister Black, but Damian talks man to man. Ron, focus your anger and negativity on John Cena. Figure out your business, and then we'll go downtown and celebrate.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, I'm just trying to remember what's in downtown Grand Rapids, but a friend of the show, Stu, went there. This was pre-pandemic for a work trip, and he told me that the only thing there is breweries and disc golf, which sounds like exactly up our alley. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So
I'm in.
Grand Rapids, let us know.
Company retreat.
Live show.
Ooh.
Next up, we've got Cody Rhodes coming out. He is dressed like the bank manager in the Western town. He just doesn't want any problems. But as soon as Cody's entrance is finished up, it's time for Jey Uso. Now, I was always a little confused because I was like, what are the lyrics to main event Jey Uso's theme?
Oh, hold on. It's just me, Us.
Mm-hmm.
Day one. Right, it's ish, right? Because they obviously can't curse in it. It's just me, Us.
Yeah, and I don't even remember what it was, but I was like, I didn't realize it was day one ish.
Yeah, Lyd and I had this conversation a while back and ended up looking it up because we were like, what are the actual words to this besides yeet?
Because it's Uso. Hey, main event Jey Uso is now in your city. Yahoo! It's just me, Us. Okay, day one ish. It's just me, Us. Day one ish. Da. It's Jay. I line them all up and knock them down like this. I did. Okay. But, of course, after it plays one time, we run it back one more time. And it's very clear that Wade is not invited to the cookout at this point. Once Jay's music is played for the second time, it's just him and Cody. You know, Cody and Jay, they've been in the trenches. They're still in the trenches. They've both been to the mountaintop. But Monday, there's only room for one of us. On Monday night after we go to war, please believe there's going to be 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. They dap up and Cody whispers something. 4 letters, 1 name. SAMI. Let's go. Oh.
Yeah, Sammy currently on kind of his, what he believes is feel-good comeback story. He comes out, he's like, I get to share the ring with 2 great friends. But there's only one of us in this ring that hasn't held a world championship.
Yeah.
Told Jay how he couldn't be at WrestleMania, but he literally got on a plane and got himself there just to congratulate him. And he says, it's time for me to finally finish my story.
Absolutely. But now it's time to hear the voices. Randy Orton. There is no line that Randy Orton won't cross. He wants a shot at Cena and at the title. Us, man, I respect that. I think he says the shit out of you. Or it's actually, excuse me. Us, man, I respect the fucking hell out of you. Our families go back. He reminds us of 3 letters, 1 move, RKO. One day Sammy will be champion, but that day is not coming up. You're facing the 3 most dangerous letters in sports entertainment. And this match between Sammy and Randy, the semi-final for King of the Ring, does start during the break, even for the international audience. So, Sammy does start sort of in control here, but
he does that fake dive, which is amazing. Randy's on the outside, and Sammy makes it look like he's going to dive out, but he does like the double legs off the top rope, flip back in. Oh, absolutely fantastic. And then, did you notice how they traded eye pokes?
Yes.
Randy eye poked Sammy as like a heel thing, and then Sammy was basically like, oh, what the F? And just poked him. And you see the refs just be like, yeah.
Well, if you're going to do it to him and he's going to do it right back to you, what am I going to... It equals out. What was your move of the match here?
So my move of the match is later in the match. One of the times that Sammy goes for the haluva kick, Orton catches him and hits him with that scoop power slam. I always love that vintage Orton scoop power slam. And again, I was starting to believe, I'm like, okay, maybe they let Sammy win this. Like he was getting a little bit of hope there and all. And then that was just so unbelievably clean. Like he kept it all so close to the ground.
Yeah.
Like that's what really makes it like the snap is you're not picking them up and over. Like it is basically like literally following through on them. So that was absolutely beautiful.
My move of the match here is towards the final here. So is there anything else you want to talk about before we get into the finale?
Randy giving 2 back suplexes to Sammy on the announce table. Again, I'm going to say it every week, vintage Orton. I'm always going to talk about the draping DDT.
Yeah.
And that Blue Thunder Bomb was dope.
Yeah, because that's what I'm about to talk about here.
Oh, sorry. God.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Jump the gun.
That was a great segue because Sammy does want a haluva kick, but his leg gets stuck in the ropes. My move of the match here is there's an RKO attempt. Sammy turns it around. Sammy gets a Blue Thunder Bomb on Randy, but it's not a pin opportunity. At this point, Tessitore says, "The tides of combat," which I just felt like was an awesome line. Sammy splashes and rolls out after Randy misses. Sammy counters the RKO, but then Randy gets the counter on the haluva kick. Randy pins Sammy to win. Randy is the first finalist of this year's King of the Ring tournament.
Finalist in back-to-back years.
Ooh. Interesting. Is there anything else you wanted to add on here?
I'm excited to see, if they start this Randy push towards 15, and then again loop back again do like a longer built up thing with Cena more than just they did for whatever it was, like the Saturday night, whatever was in St. Louis, I forget which one, like
Backlash.
That could feed families.
Yeah,
could give them like a real build like up until SummerSlam, like so they literally have till then, like we could get some classic stuff out. Like if they, I know I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a promo at the end of this reminiscent of the old relationships there. If we could get like old style promos of Orton and Cena, that would be unbelievable.
I think you should get prepared for that, basically. I think we'll talk more about it in a moment, so stay tuned. But next up here is Nia Jax out in the middle of the ring. She's disappointed in her former protege, Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany came to Nia for mentorship and then used that to exploit her and steal her title. But thankfully, it's Tiffy time. You're like a toxic ex. Newsflash, get over it. So speaking of toxic exes, while we're here talking about Tiffany.
Well, hold on then. If we're talking about toxic exes.
So people over the weekend were wondering, where has Ludwig Kaiser gone? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were rumors, and they're just rumors, so I'm not going to quote where I found them, where I saw them, and again, they're just rumors, comments. Charlotte Flair made that crack earlier in the year about Ludwig being in her DMs. Ludwig and Tiffany are together. However, Ludwig kind of disappeared after that. He was kind of missing. And so people were wondering, well, where is he? And it allegedly, he was actually in Charlotte's DMs, and they were having an affair. But Ludwig makes an appearance on Monday night, so maybe there's more to it.
Okay, so you did see that, because I'd asked you earlier if you noticed anybody in the background of something, and you're like, I don't think so. But no, we're talking about the same thing. Okay,
we are talking about the same thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, no. So we'll get to that on when we get to Monday night. But yeah, Tiffany made it official here, at least. Next week, last woman standing. Nia tries to make a cheap shot on her, but Tiffany comes back and
hold
slams
on.
her.
What kind of match is it?
It's a last woman standing for the Women's WWE Undisputed Championship.
Right, so she says that's going to be the last women's standing match for anyone that doesn't know. So that's a match where there is no classic pinfall of like 1, 2, 3. Literally, your opponent has to be down for a full 10 count boxing style. And Tiffy specifically said, I will add some more scars to that 5 head. That's the real reason I backpedaled here.
Wow. That one's brutal. A 5 head.
But like you said, they throw hands. Nia hits a few leg drops here. But Naomi comes out with both things you need for a cash-in. So it's very important that you have the briefcase and you need a ref. Preferably a ref that won't ask you 18 times in a row. Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Now's the time.
Yeah.
Right now. That only happens a little bit, but then it still allows Nia to pull Naomi out of the ring. And they push a little bit on the outside. Tiffy ends up pushing Naomi off the apron into Nia, and then she is out of there. She's like, nope, I am not staying here.
JoJo is moving stuff around for us. Thank you, JoJo. I appreciate your production coordination as always.
You should come to Hot Summer Nights, JoJo.
We have a really cool pre-tape edit of Yin Yang Punk Cena. And it's really interesting how they're framing this, where Punk has always been sort of like the anti-capitalist sort of voice of the WWE. He left with the title previously. He took a break, big air quotes there, and then was one of the main forces behind AEW in the early days, and then came back to WWE. Yeah, and going back to this relationship, this feud that Punk and Cena had back in the day, and really sort of a foreshadowing to what happens later in the show.
And you might have seen this. They put a statistic up on Raw. Did you catch what like the record of them wrestling against each other one-on-one is?
They're like 6-6, right? They're tied.
Yeah, they're 6-6 with
one no contest and one draw.
Exactly. So again, the idea that this is, the 15th match between them, right? Tied up, like it's just interesting because it's like, this is really a rivalry. Like this is like people are like, oh yeah, like Cody and Roman went at each other for what seemed like forever, but like these guys have been doing it for years. They're about to have their 15th big time match. Like probably all except maybe 1 or 2 were on pay-per-view. I'm sure of it, and probably main events of pay-per-views.
Yeah, no, I mean Punk and Cena are both top talents, and I think this is a feud where this is certainly a matchup where it's a main event. It's 2 big names, 2 very big talents in the ring going against each other. So I'm really excited for Saturday night and what's coming up there. But we've got more to talk about that later, because we do have some more wrestling to talk about. In the Battle of the Chuz, we've got Chelsea Green versus Charlotte Flair. It has now been announced that Wade Barrett is the director of operations for the Green regime. Congratulations, Wade. Let's go, Chelsea. Now, Chelsea is still wearing a mask tonight due to her injuries from Saturday night's main event a few weeks ago. Good gosh, that was what? That was June 8th?
I believe so.
Yeah, wow, how time flies. But of course, this match begins, and there's immediately interference from Alba Fire and Piper Niven. One of my favorite moments here is Wade thinks that Chelsea's mask should go in the Louvre, and he, of course, over-exaggerates it as Louvre. What's your move of the match?
So mine's actually the finish.
Okay.
So Charlotte puts Chelsea in the figure 8, right? The bridging figure 4, and she taps out. But Piper Niven comes in and delivers a senton to a bridged Flair, and it looks like Charlotte's knee gets all jammed up. Did you see Piper Niven's tweet after?
Unfortunately not.
So after the show, because it was totally fine, like regular move. She's not hurt. Nothing happened, right? So later that night, Piper tweets, "No matter how long or hard you train to perfect your craft, sometimes things just don't go the way you calculated, and last night was one of those nights. It's with deep regret that I inform you Charlotte Flair walked away from this completely unscathed. I will try harder next time." So after Piper jumps in, they're beaten down on Charlotte here. Bliss comes out, cleans house, and makes the save. Hits Chelsea, who removed her mask during the match, with a Sister Abigail. Bliss then tries to shake Charlotte's hand. Charlotte blows her off, goes right past her, gets the hell out of Dodge.
Once again. Backstage, JC Mateo and Solo are getting ready. JC is wrapping his fists.
He's ready to take out Jacob.
He's going to go talk to Jacob. Solo just wants to talk to Jacob. He needs to hear directly from me. Smooth things over. But he reminds JC Mateo, just be ready. After a break, Solo is all alone in the center of the ring. You could say he's solo.
Oh, you piece
Solo is with open arms, willing to talk to you face to face. If you're back there, come out so we can clear the air. Jacob finally enters. Solo says, "I want to make it very clear to you, Jacob. I love you. I've always loved you. Families fight all the time. They fight, they argue, they forgive, and then they move forward. So let's move forward together." Solo believed in Jacob, gave him an opportunity, did that because he loves Jacob.
He tells Jacob that he doesn't even have to say, "I love you." That Solo will say, he says, "I love you, Jacob." Jacob goes, "You love me, huh?"
This is what it comes down to, huh? You loving me. The way I see things, you've been using me to fight your battles, using me to stay tribal chief. You brought me in so I could bring you fame.
Look at me when I'm speaking to you.
You brought me in because you thought I was going to bring you gold. Fatu, Fatu, Fatu. The crowd refrains. Ever since I won this title, you're the one that's been acting different. Maybe I'm not the problem. Maybe the problem is this U.S. title. Fight me for it. There's a long, slow zoom on Solo. Fight me for this U.S. title. Jacob Fatu is all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean. Solo tries the cheap shot, but Fatu catches it. Mateo comes in. Mateo and Fatu scrambling on the mat until they're all in the corner. Jimmy Uso, Big Brother Uso, comes in and super kicks Mateo and Solo. Fatu gets back up, attacks Mateo and Solo. But will Fatu attack Jimmy Uso? No. Fatu goes up for a jump up, mighty moonsault, but Solo rolls out. Further turmoil within the bloodline. Next up, we have our penultimate match of the evening, Big Bronson Reed versus LA Knight. Yeah.
I'm disappointed this went the way that it did, because not only is it getting a little predictable and stale, I just would have liked to see these guys at least have some semblance of a real match. I'll let you go first because I know your move of the match comes right from the jump here.
Yeah. So mine is more towards the end.
Oh! I thought that was because he comes out and attacks Breaker from the crowd, and then he pulls Bronson out in the beginning as well. So I thought you were
no. This was when he pulls down the rope.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when he attacked Breaker when he came in, and then he tipped and they tipped Bronson Reed out in the beginning.
No.
Oh, okay. Heard. Well, then mine was the Knight crossbody again, outside second rope crossbody, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, mine was near the end of the match. Of course, it's a match with Big Bronson Reed. So who else comes out other than Braun Breaker? Not confusing at all, again, folks. However, as Knight knocks Breaker down on the apron, Reed comes over, but Knight pulls down the top rope and Reed rolls out of the ring. I just thought that was a really excellent move. Really great awareness by Knight to see what was going on and go, okay, I knocked this guy off. And then if I pull the rope down, I can get up to a position, an advantageous position here. Heyman is standing next to the ring the entire time, watching his minions, goons. Where does Heyman rank there? Because Seth's in charge, but I think Braun and Bronson are goons.
I feel like they're more classic henchmen.
Henchmen. Okay. Yeah. So he's watching the henchmen. Heyman is worried, but we've seen this before. Knight counters for a BFT. Knight knocks Breaker down. Reed comes over. Knight pulls down the rope. Reed rolls out. Breaker spears for the DQ. Reed holds LA Knight in position for another spear. And then Breaker holds Knight down for the tsunami. Does it again. The refs are forced out by Breaker and Reed. They're going to do a tsunami one more time. And Breaker clears out the refs for that final tsunami. And like you said, it is very, very generic, or very, very predictable, what's going to happen here. We're not going to get a pinfall finish to this match or even a tap out. We're going to get some sort of shenanigans with Breaker or Rollins, and then it's going to keep going. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, somebody else is going to be joining this group.
And at some point, they got to give us something else here.
Yeah, really. They really do need to, or this needs to move on, and Rollins needs to cash in. Mm. So he at least has some gold to swing around. Backstage, a very valid crash out from Jake and Fatu. I hate you, Solo. The man makes everything possible. Next week, Night of Champions, mano a mano, Solo versus Fatu for the U.S. Championship. You better get in where you fit in. All gas, no brakes. You know what I mean. Our final match of the evening is Ron Killings versus John Cena. I thought we were calling him Ron Killings now. Of course, John Cena comes out and he demands Mark Nash, but R-Truth attacks first. John rolls out, and Ron is just slapping. He's ready to go. John slammed against the desk. I mean, listen, we can keep talking about this. Do you want to talk about your move of the match here?
I just want to say, because it was interesting, because Truth hit his five moves of doom, mm-hmm. right? That he took from Cena, right? Cena ends up powdering before he can finish them. Mm-hmm. But again, this idea, because it's changed from the idea of Ron is gonna save John, mm-hmm. right? That was the whole thing. I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna save him. That's not the John Cena. That's somebody else. To now just this hatred of John. Mm-hmm. But he's still doing the five moves of doom. He's still, taking the little bits and all he did for him. Because I was wondering if we were going to get a total split of the, the R-Truth and the Ron Killings, where it's no, this is actually full hate. I'm not even using your moves anymore. You mean nothing to me. So I just thought it was interesting that he still used them, right? I know there's still a lot more to sort out there going forward.
Yeah, for sure. So this match, of course, doesn't finish with a pinfall. Of course. And when does...
So Cena grabs the title. He's going up the ramp. He's like, no, mm-hmm. I'm out of here. F this. Killings is like, no, you're not. So, of course, Cena's like, I'm just going to hit him in the head with the title. Right? Cause the DQ right there. Mm-hmm. Right after the DQ, right? Punk comes in. Cena runs his ass all the way back to the ring and just jumps Punk as soon as he tries to go under the rope. Just starts stomping on him. Punk ends up getting the upper hand. He's got the belt, so Cena low blows him. Mm-hmm. Cena hits Punk with the title and then puts him through a table. A very eerily similar situation. Some parallels on the way.
Yeah, because literally I went back and I watched the original Pipe Bomb promo when Punk puts John Cena through a table and Cena's laying there and Punk walks back up the ramp and he sits down, crisscross applesauce. And so much of what John Cena does, go back and watch the original CM Punk Pipe Bomb promo. Go back and rewatch Cena's Pipe Bomb promo. Compare the two.
Yeah, and I want to shout out, there's a lot of great videos out there. I really enjoyed one by WrestleChop on YouTube. He did some intercut footage and kind of talked about some deeper connections and some multiple meanings. And also shout out him. If you're looking for a good comparison for someone that's smarter than me, goes into him.
Let's talk about the three names that Cena mentions. Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona, Claudio Castagnoli. Interesting, right?
Handful of things there.
I saw some stuff on Squared Circle, the wrestling subreddit, about how those were guys that Punk talked about and talked about how great they were, but never put over or never like helped out. Matt Cardona, who performed in the WWE as Zack Ryder. He's now in Indies. He's actually married to Chelsea Green, but is basically on like the persona non grata list for the WWE, as far as I understand. He's been open to be signed for years, but they're just not signing him. Nick Nemeth was a guy who came out of Florida Championship Wrestling, one of the WWE's developmental territories in the early aughts. That's a guy I'm not too familiar with.
Dolph Ziggler, does that?
Dolph Ziggler, that's right. Yeah. So Dolph Ziggler had a pretty big run in the late aughties in the early 2010s. And then Claudio Castagnola, some comments that I saw on subreddit were like, Claudio was just hanging out painting Warhammer figures, and then he heard his name and he was just perked up. Somebody said my name.
I saw a lot of things about that too. I saw, I don't remember if it was Russell Chop or someone else talking about how they think that he picked Claudio Castagnoli, who was Cesaro.
Cesaro, yes.
Because the same CC alliteration was used when Punk was doing his pipe bomb promo and said, "Hey" to Colt Cabana, who now they hate each other. They're suing each other. Like
they had a podcast when Punk was on AEW. They were involved in a few litigations with each other. Like they were litigating against somebody else together, and then it all kind of imploded against the Colt Cabana. It exploded against him. You can go back and listen to some of those podcasts, the Colt Cabana and CM Punk podcasts, and they're really fascinating now because you can hear some of it of like where they're like starting to like not like each other and where it's starting to get testy, especially with the legal stuff.
And then I saw that they chose Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona as well because a lot of Punk's issues in AEW had to do with this team, the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt. A different Nick and Matt, but still just like Nick and Matt is an extra way to kind of twist.
Now, it's made even funnier as Matt Cardona was performing on Saturday night and during a promo of his own, looked into a camera at an indie match and said, "Hi, John Cena." So this is just really fascinating. So Punk's pipe bomb promo ends because he cuts the mic gets cut because he says he wants to tell a personal story about Vince McMahon, and probably one that's not very nice to Vince McMahon. And from there, once they cut the mic, I'm not sure how they play it out on the program itself. But Cena ends with like 2 minutes to go. And he's like, "I'm done. I'm going to give USA their time back. Elvis has left the mother fudging building."
I do need to point out, this is the first time since he's turned heel we've heard him talk to Stu.
Yeah. So
I hope that if for anyone, for Stu, it's just a facade in front of us and that they still love each other deeply because he's like, "Stu, shoot this." And that's when he does the "I'm breaking the fourth wall."
Yep.
Like again, I could do probably 2 hours just talking all through this. Again, it's basically, he's not CM Punk's no longer a punk. He's a capitalist. He's Mr. TKO. Tweets are strong. Actions are weak.
Yep.
"You were the best in the world for 7 minutes 14 years ago," referring to CM Punk's pipe bomb promo. And if after Night of Champions you are delusional to think you're the best in the world, then maybe it's a small world after all.
Got nothing else. Just really great performance from John. An interesting reversal. Yeah, man. We're gonna find out more on Saturday, aren't we?
I don't know. All I can tell you is Elvis has left the mother fudging building.
Welcome back to the C Show. We're talking about Monday Night Rollins.
Not doing it. Not doing it. Get on with our lives. I'm not doing it.
Monday Night Raw on June 23rd, 2025 in Columbus, Ohio. We first get Seth Rollins, as I said, but we also get Corey Graves on commentary. Pat, take all the time you need.
Absolutely.
LA Knight allegedly suffered injuries last week.
Some separated rib cartilage.
Yes. And Seth is in a snakeskin suit. I almost said Sneth is in a snakeskin suit. Snoot. Say that 5 times fast.
Say it one time challenge.
Say it 1 time. So yes, it's Monday Night Rollins. He's a revolutionary visionary, Seth freaking Rollins. What do you want? The crowd wants CM Punk. Rollins retorts, exactly. 1 second you're chanting for CM Punk, OTC, barking for the dog, then singing my song. And right on cue, they do. I do not care what you want. You do not know what's good for you. So you need visionaries like me to tell you what is good for you.
How dare a guy be upset that people just want to do everyone's bits? Those are the best parts. He's like, you do CM Punk's bit. You bark for the dog. You do the dog bit. Like, how are you upset at that? And then his whole thing is basically, everything that you cheer for anyways because of me. Mm-hmm. The tribal chief exists because of me. CM Punk is back in WWE because this company wanted to cash in on how much I hate CM Punk. Mm-hmm. Cody Rhodes, there is no second coming if I don't put him on the map. I am the future.
I am the first world heavyweight champion. I am the first NXT championship. Jojo, don't bite me. I built them in my image. I am the creator. I am the past. I am the present. I am the future of this company. When you push my hand, I have to push yours. Look at what happened to LA Knight. He put his nose in our business, and he got a beating. Braun Breaker is going to put another beating on another thorn on our side, Penta. Champions like John Cena, Gunther, or their competitors, CM Punk, Goldberg, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Randy Orton, the Viper, they are all running a race for second place. This is the finish line. He points at the briefcase. This is the end game. It has and always will be Seth freaking Rollins. This segues into the match of Penta versus Braun Breaker.
Oh my God, this is just Penta is so good. Braun is so good. Like, and again, sometimes I'm like, I feel like all I do is praise these, but like so many of them are just so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be out here just to say they're not. Like, Penta starts with a springboard cross body, and he does that headstand kick in the corner. Breaker throws Penta over his head, belly to belly style, crazy, like, launches him. We see the breakneck clothesline. Penta hits his Tobokan Hilo dive. Like, everything is just going crazy here.
I mean, one of the moves that I liked first was this huge Rana by Penta that throws Breaker across the ring before a big kick to the face. My move of the match has to be the Breakensteiner into the pin opportunity. Penta is able to thankfully kick out, though.
My move of the match, there's a point where Breaker literally presses Penta over his head. And then while continuing to hold him up, Breaker drops to his back and puts his knees up to do like a gut buster. Again, cannot imagine being that strong. And I will tell you, there was a point where Penta hits a DDT and then hits the Mexican Destroyer, and I thought the match was over. I'm like, oh, Penta gets the win. They beat the hell out of him after. Again, absolutely bits, like, got the hell out of me with that falsie. And then how'd this match actually end for us here?
So this match ends sort of with Penta calling for the Mexican Destroyer. Breaker counters, rolls through to a high knee. The Breakensteiner, my move of the match. Breaker then spear setup is interrupted by Penta into a DDT. Mexican Destroyer. Breaker kicks out at the pin at 2.5. Penta is flipped over Breaker's back as Penta is getting up onto the second rope. He's jumping off a springboard. Breaker spears him, and it is like a movable force, immovable object, and Penta goes down like a rag doll. And 1, 2, 3 pin, very quick pin opportunity for Breaker, but it looks like Penta could barely move during the pin. He's out like a light. After the match, Seth walks back in, and he provides one warning to Penta: stay out of my way. But Penta defies him. No. We've got some updates here. So last week we talked about how Liv Morgan got injured in that matchup against Asuka. She had to leave the ring early. She will be out for several months. She has a shoulder issue that needs time to heal. So we hope you get well soon, Liv. AJ is also updated by Adam Pearce. Dom got injured as well. So the IC match, Intercontinental match that was supposed to happen on Saturday is going to be postponed for a few months. But AJ is still at the top of the list for that. He's still the number one contender.
Who comes in after he's done talking to AJ Styles?
The New Day.
And they want a photo shoot.
But they're getting a match against Finn and JD next week. It is official, but Xavier Woods reminds Pierce, you're so bald. Austin Theory is with the New Day. The New Day is a new ally. I'm really excited about this storyline. I'm excited for it. It's going to be good. Agreed. All right, let's go have fun. Let's go get a hot dog because Goldberg's got to get interviewed. So, effectively, Bill Goldberg, the WCW, WWF, WWE legend, this is coming out of a interaction that he had with Gunther last August. They're going to turn this into his retirement match. Oh my gosh. He tells Michael directly, I am going to beat the shit out of Gunther. Bill, you're 58. This is a retirement match. If Goldberg wins the title, he says, it provides an interesting dilemma.
It would kind of be funny if they're like, John Cena's going to leave with the belt, and then Goldberg comes in, wins one match, and leaves with the other belt. That would be unbelievable. And there's like, fine, now we gotta do like a tournament or some junk for this belt. Like,
yeah, we gotta like,
and then we gotta worry about John Cena taking this one.
But now we get our full Judgment Day sketch. Everyone misses Liv. Nobody misses Carlito. What about Carlito? Finn doesn't want everybody to be down. Pep talks for everybody. Chin up, everyone. We're good. Finn getting Raquel all worked up. They need her as an enforcer because Raquel will take care of Rhea. Roxanne reminds Dom that it's going to be okay. And Finn wants Dom to wish Roxanne good luck. This injury to Liv, while it's super disappointing and you just want her to get well soon, you never want to wish it on anybody, it works out so perfectly for this already. So I'm very excited to see how much further they pull this thread. Speaking of threads, Bayley and Lyra are backstage on the other side. They're getting ready, or Lyra is prepping Bayley for her match against Becky later in the evening. Becky, in the background, sees this and walks away. They end up trading apologies and reminding each other that they're all good.
It seemed very half-assed to me. It seemed very... When you and your boy are both very dehydrated and hungry, walking off 18, and it's just like, it's like, no, we're cool. But we better go get something to eat or I'm gonna freak out. Like that's not even like a female hangry. Like that is me and my boy walking off 18 when I'm sunburned and dehydrated and so hungry. And I'm like, if I don't stick a D'Alessandro sandwich, if I don't devour one soon, like it's over.
Yeah, if I don't get Chipotle on the way home, I'm gonna be freaking out. It's not good. I need to know that there's a cauliflower crust pizza in my fridge at home that I can load up with mozzarella cheese and pepperoni and banana peppers and then crush. And then I don't even feel bad because it's like 900 calories. It's like,
it was a vegetable. It was all on a vegetable.
Big vegetable.
Maybe a vegetable the long way?
The long way. Speaking of the long way, we've got Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez here. Another Queen of the Ring semifinal match.
Absolutely classic. And officially stamped Smalls versus Talls match.
Oh, indeed. My move of the match is the finish, so please let us know what yours is.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna buzz through a couple things. Again, this was great. Again, like these, we're really only supposed to pick like two matches to talk about multiple moves, but like there are just too many. Like these are all quality damn matches too. Jade catches Roxanne Perez trying to do a head scissors and makes it a backbreaker. Jade then starts hitting push-ups in the ring.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
That was so sick. So it becomes kind of a thing where Roxanne starts attacking Jade's leg, like again, chopping down the bigger wrestler. That was great storytelling. Roxanne hits that double springboard moonsault, goes bottom rope, second rope, and then all the way to the top. And then she goes for a crossbody, and she jumps hard. Like she throws herself off, and Jade just catches her, kind of stumbles a little bit to sell her leg, and then does this gross sounding fall away slam where just like still holding her sideways, just threw her over her head, just throwing it out. Like, oh, that was my move of the match. That was fantastic.
My move of the match here is just the finale sequence, which is just fantastic. So, Roxanne is beating up on Jade here, springboard moonsault. Roxanne is caught by Jade, and then a fall away slam on Roxanne. Jade's not at 100%. She's going to need a miracle. Jade hits a spine buster on Roxanne. She's fired up. She's smacking the knee. Jade then licks Roxanne.
I was going to ask you, Lid's like, she just licked her. And I'm like, I don't think so. Lid's like, she just licked her.
I wrote it here twice. Jade licked her, and then slammed her to the mat. Jade hits her with a super kick. Perez rolls out through for a bridging cover, but Jade kicks out. Perez almost had it after a knee to the back of Jade's head. Roxanne wants a pop rocks, but Jade covers and power slams her face first. Jaded, 1, 2, 3. Jade wins to face Asuka on Saturday.
Did you notice how there was a point where, like you said, that Roxanne went for pop rocks and it was countered into a power bomb, and it seemed like the ref couldn't tell if Jade was trying to pin her or if Jade was going to do the thing where she picks her right up again? Because like there was a second where like her shoulders were down. The ref was kind of like, all right, she's going to pick her up. Oh, she's not picking her up, and like goes in before she can even hit like one. They kick out. So like, this is so weird. But either way, great match. I'm very excited to see Asuka and Jade this Saturday.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a fantastic match between the two of them, because Asuka's music starts playing. She comes out with Anya to reveal that it is Asuka at Night of Champions this Saturday. During the break, Jackie Redmond and Dominic Mysterio are talking. Dom wants to address the WWE Universe the entire time. This is during one of the 3-minute ad breaks. This is like during like the last 60 seconds. Jackie does not want to do this segment. As soon as Dom gets the microphone, he can't even get started. He just says, "I miss my güerita. My ribs aren't at 100%. 10 seconds left in the segment. Jackie takes back over. She just goes, we're out of time. We gotta go." So good.
That's awesome.
And I'm sure they had like a full minute they wanted him to do, but he like got out 2 sentences.
That's fantastic. That's all you need.
Sheamus is backstage with the Alpha Academy and Natalya. Everyone is just so grateful for each other. Rusev approaches, demands that Tozawa leaves. Rusev talks to Sheamus, declares, "This place is full of people like you," smiles to their face, and knife to the back. Sheamus just remembers Rusev being the most embarrassing member of the League of Nations, and they face off.
Put up or shut up.
Put up or shut up. Alicia Taylor would like to ask us to welcome Gunther to the ring. I would just like to remind Alicia that I don't have to welcome Gunther to the ring. I don't have to say anything at all. Last week was supposed to be a celebration for Gunther, but Goldberg ruined it. I forgot about this, but here, I got a clip of what Gunther. Your internet's being slow.
Oh yeah, fuck me. I'm sorry. Are you connected to the extender?
I'm probably connected to the main router.
So what are we talking about?
We're talking about the fact that I linked the speech from the Austrian man. Because that's just what it felt like. It just felt like it felt like a speech from the painter. You know what I mean?
Oh, Christ on the cross. Especially to talk about that with Goldberg, Christ on a cross. So Gunther says, usually being next means a spear to a jackhammer to staring at the lights, but it's not 1999 anymore. It's 2025 right now, and I am the guy. He is a one-trick pony that can't lace my boots. I want to apologize to your wife and son for everything I am about to do to that man that used to be Goldberg.
On Saturday night, the myth and legacy of Bill Goldberg dies. Heck yeah. Cool. Backstage, Becky is warming up. Jackie wants a moment. Becky is all worked up. She says a conspiracy is underfoot. She has said too much.
Dude, if this somehow ends up that Lyra and her are now working together to get after Bayley, I'm going to be so mad. If they pull some junk like that, I'm going to be so mad. I feel like we haven't seen enough for Becky to be so paranoid. So I feel like they're laying it on thick. They're doing some bullshit.
Interesting. Okay. Well, as soon as Becky runs off, Jackie notices Sami Zayn. She runs over to talk with him. She has to ask, how are you processing this loss? Karrion Kross approaches, and Jackie walks away. He's not impressed by the remark that Sami provides. Karrion is wearing his wife's shirt. Hell yeah, wife guy. Sami finally punches Karrion. I am done talking with you. Pierce made the match official. Tick tock. Karrion's plan worked. Got him.
Got him.
Yeah, so this is going to be one of the matches that replaces the IC title match on Saturday night. We'll talk more about that at the end of the show here.
Yeah, they announced actually quite a few matches for this in the last little bit here.
Yeah. Ooh. Next up, we've got Bayley versus Becky Lynch. Becky comes out in the duster. It's fantastic. Bayley and Cole beef at the desk, which I really loved during the break. I don't know if you saw that on the American stream, but during the ad break, Bayley was just beefing with Cole.
Awesome.
It was a brawl back and forth to start here. My move of the match was, I think Becky took this from Money in the Bank, but she saw that Rhea got piled up with all of those ladders, and she was like, that's a good idea. I'm going to iterate on that. I'm going to do something different. So she piles a bunch of chairs on top of Bayley underneath the announcer desk to prevent her, or to get her to count out, and for her to lose the match there.
Yeah, it didn't happen for her, but again, I respect the idea. I respect the hustle, especially to be like, all right, I'll do the desk chairs, and then I'll do just like 2 or 3 steel chairs. Bayley only posts herself working out every other day. I'm sure this will hold this amazing athlete down. But no, and they wrestled like 2 people that have wrestled and known each other a lot. Constantly back and forth counters of whether it's the disarm her, the rose plant, whatever else. There's a point where they're both on the top rope. Becky jumps off to basically like jam Bayley's arm on the ropes. She was then playing that arm the whole time. Bayley hit the Bayley to back suplex and a running knee, a big spinning side slam. And again, more counters of all their different moves that they know so well from each other. But that's also my move of the match, because there's a point where Becky goes for a manhandle slam right near a Nagi, a rock bottom, whatever you want to call it. And Bayley actually counters with one of her own. And I always find it because you never... because again, the person would have to say yes to, I'm going to lose to my own move, which is probably never going to happen. The whole idea is that's my finisher. You don't get to do it. And then, so Becky just rolls out of the ring, which again is just my favorite, just little shit eater move where it's yeah, that hurt. Can't pin me outside the ring. And they literally just log roll out the ring and be like, oh, can't get pinned out here. Oh, Bayley also did a sick sunset buckle bomb, jumping bent over Becky and throwing her into the turnbuckle. Absolutely wonderful.
So as Lyra is there to help dig out Bayley, Becky attacks Lyra, and Lyra is up on the apron. Just don't do it, Lyra. Don't do it. Bayley throws Lyra out of the way. Baseball slide by Becky. Becky over the table by Bayley. Slams Becky into the post. Bayley slams Becky into the barricade, Bayley jumping up, but Lyra attacks Becky, causing a disqualification. causing ire to Bailey. Lyra and Bailey argue while Becky crawls back up the ramp to Gorilla. Further division there. We do get a JD McDonough pre-tape. It's just same stuff, different person. He does what other people won't do. He pays the price, yada, yada, yada. Never bet against an ace. Not their best work.
We didn't get that one.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was just to fill time.
That was it sounds like a filler.
That was a time fill. Chad and Ivy are backstage. Chad is reminding Ivy that you should have won the Women's Rumble and you should have won Women's in the Bank. Now you need to wipe out Stephanie Vaquer. Gable wants to laugh at Penta. His pleasure is watching Breaker beat him up. Penta super kicks Gable, pops the arm. In the background, like we mentioned earlier, Ludwig's just back. We thought he was in Charlotte Flair's DMs. But again, he just makes kind of like this cameo appearance of like, oh, hi, what's going on? Oh, never mind, I'm going to leave. So it's just kind of like, oh, okay, did they see the news or like the chatter online from the IWC, the internet wrestling community, and decide, hey, we should bring this guy back to not like drop any more confusion?
I could definitely see that if they're like, oh, let's throw him a bone, because guess what? No matter what the reason was, we're sitting here talking about it, so it worked.
True. True.
And then we go down to the ring, and we have Raquel Rodriguez in a town hall.
Rhea, you're not going to screw me out of Queen of the Ring. I can drag you out of here by your nose ring, or you can come out here. Let's freaking go. Rhea comes out.
You wish.
They brawl in the middle of the ring. I mean, it's going to get better for me on Saturday night. Outside of the ring, Raquel slams Rhea into desk, and then the timekeeper. Raquel pulls out a table. What do I see? I see a couple of Singapore canes. Rhea is off the table. Rhea grabs a kendo sword. Or I said, Rhea, grab a kendo sword. Raquel's gonna go through the table, but Roxanne Perez is here.
So before we go any further, because I was thinking about this as I was so yes, obviously the Slim Jim table is marketing for Slim Jim.
Yes.
But it's actually probably the best marketing anyone's had for a wrestling thing.
Yep.
Because what do crowds always chant? Well, they always want, we want tables. So my question is, do you think there could have been in the contract that Slim Jim is like have they basically like guaranteed us weekly table spots where they're like, hey, like someone at least has to take out the table? Like,
oh, I'm sure that's in the contract.
Like, right, either like a weekly or monthly amount. So like, are we just going to get more table spots? So basically, did they just pay to give us more table spots, which is exactly what we wanted?
Yeah.
Is this the best marketing ever?
It's pretty great marketing. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to think who gets the ladder sponsorship, who gets the chair sponsorship.
Like, right, the slippery slope at that point.
I feel like table is acceptable because it's like you don't use a table to attack. You throw somebody through a table and it kind of breaks their fall in a way. So that's kind of where it's acceptable from an advertiser perspective.
I could see the ladder, like how Fireball did the ladder. You can get away with that.
Fireball ladder.
But you definitely can't do a chair where it's like, I'm just gonna bash this dude's head off it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put somebody's head in between the back and the seat and then snap on it. Yeah. No, so usually like deals like that would be like, hey, you get this space for this time of this period of time. And then from there, you could probably add in stipulations of like, oh, well, we want to see a table be pulled out 2 times a week or something like that. And then it's up to creative to figure that out and put the dots together. So it's product placement. I mean, it is what it is. Somebody's got to pay the bills around here. But I think it's really interesting because Slim Jim's whole brand message is snap into a Slim Jim. That's been the whole brand message for like 40 years. What do you do into a table?
Snap.
You snap it in half. So I think it's really clever marketing from Slim Jim. They're also all brown tables. What color are Slim Jims?
Brown.
The meat tube. So yeah, I think it's really clever all around. So, but yes, they probably do have a stipulation in the contract that's like, hey, please pull out a table at least once a week.
Right, I figured it has to be like at least something like that. Because again, like we always beg for table spots, and then to get so many so close, it's like this is definitely something. So like you were saying, Rhea goes to Riptide, Raquel to the table. Roxanne comes down, makes the save.
Roxanne, you ignorant slut.
Rhea kind of throws her around, slams her in the post, but Raquel comes and choke slams Rhea through the table
with a Tejada bomb.
So, over in the corner, Roxanne and Raquel are kind of, are buddying up now. It's like, okay, you saved me here, right? I wrote they're definitely going to make them defend the tag team titles together.
Yes.
And then they literally announced that later today. Earlier today, technically, I guess I should say. Earlier today, when we were recording, they announced that they will be defending the tag team titles in the future, as opposed to stripping Liv and Raquel.
Oh, that'll be a great heel tag team. That'll be a fantastic heel tag team. But this is a great segment. Raquel embraces Roxanne at the end here, and we go to the back. Kathy Kelly talking to Asuka in the locker room. Soon, the Empress of Tomorrow will be the queen. Io's here to provide congratulations. Asuka versus Io Sky, just like we talked about in Damage Control. But Asuka reminds her we are not in Damage Control anymore. See you at SummerSlam. In Pierce's office, Rhea bursts in. Rhea wants Raquel. Oh, okay, I guess so. Adam decides to make it a street fight. It's official. Good. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Yes. Our final match of the evening is our final King of the Ring matchup. It's Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. I'm really surprised that, they had about 27 minutes left in the broadcast. They showed both entrances on the entire broadcast, on the full broadcast. And then they did show one or two ads, I think, but not much happened during those ads even, where I was like, oh my goodness, this is a packed match. And this is setting up for a PLE on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. And it felt like it was going to be a long match early on. There's a lot of kind of feeling out, They trade arm drags, right? They both set up for their classic moves that get countered again because they know each other so well from being tag team champions together before, right? We get the drop down right hand from Cody. We get the Samoan drop and the hip attack from Jay. But I'm actually going to get to my move of the match because early on, Cody locks in a Kimura lock, which is actually a legitimate submission maneuver for jiu-jitsu and all, which there's a very funny story that goes back to WWE had a reality show, Tough Enough. Are you aware of that?
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
So basically it was they had these wrestlers in development do different trainings, different things on a reality show, and the winner would get a contract.
Of course.
And so one thing was one time Kurt Angle was out in a Smackdown episode, basically challenging these guys to a shoot fight. And this one guy goes in and literally puts Kurt in a legit Kimura. It almost breaks his arm.
Oh gosh.
But luckily Kurt rolls him onto his back and one referee's 1, 2, 3, all right, let's get everyone the hell out of here. And it was almost real bad real quick.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Yeah, my move of the match here was Super Cody Cutter off of the top rope. They were trading Cody Cutters and Crossroads back and forth, Cody and Jay. I thought it was really fantastic. This is sort of the beginning of the end here. Cody decides this ends now. Cody wants a Crossroads, but Jay counters for a Crossroads of his own. Jay wants Cody to get up for a super kick, another spear for insurance purposes because Nationwide is across the street. Did you know that?
God damn
it. Nationwide used to own the Columbus Blue Jackets. Fun story. Yeet, yeet, yeet. And Uso splashes incoming, but Cody comes up to the top rope. Cody brings Jay down with a cutter. Cody Crossroads to cover. 1, 2, 3. It's Cody versus Randy on Saturday night at Night of Champions for King of the Ring. At the end, it's all love between Cody and the Jay. They dap up. Jay raises Cody's hand.
Yeah, no hard feelings there. I was gonna say I'm sure they're all gonna link up again. Something's gonna have to happen when it comes time for War Games. If you're gonna tell me it doesn't somehow involve the Judgment Day, not the Judgment Day. I'm sorry, the Bloodline.
Yes,
in some iteration.
Yeah, no, it has to. The imploding Judgment Day or the imploding Bloodline with Fatu and Solo. And how are they going to play in the Uso brothers and Roman Reigns and JC Mateo now? So I'm interested to see how that plays out. But we've got a lot to talk about here with Night of Champions coming up. So stay tuned here on The C Show. Welcome back to the C Show. We're here. We're talking about Night of Champions on June 28th, 2025 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We are just going to go ahead and move forward. We are going to comment on this like it is going to happen on Saturday night. We understand that there are things going on in the region that may change that. So stay tuned. We'll be back next week to give you full updates on that. Our first match is the fully confirmed King of the Ring tournament final, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes.
Just as we were talking about during the episode, I talked myself into Randy Orton wins. Mm-hmm. Randy Orton and Cena get a real build, like a classic, like early 2000s build to SummerSlam.
And then Randy wins the title back at SummerSlam?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
Because again, I think it's going to come down to the end. It's going to be, on Cena's last day, it's going to be Cody that probably takes it back from him. They'll want that. I don't think that they're going to I don't think Cena's going to lose it until the very end because there's nothing left for him to really chase with, right? The opportunities to chase were at the Royal Rumble, would have been Money in the Bank, right? Elimination Chamber like he did. I don't think there's any more big events like that where it's like obvious that he would be the next guy or the chase guy for the title.
Gotcha. No. Okay. No, that makes sense. So we'll see how that goes. Next up is Asuka versus Jade Cargill for the Queen of the Ring tournament final. This is a really exciting one. We've been watching Jade come back over the past few months after her injury. Now Asuka coming back from a similar situation, coming back from a debilitating injury. Both of these women are performing at top of their game. This is going to probably be the match of the night, honestly.
It's going to be really good. And I didn't even think about it until about 8 minutes ago when you mentioned something that the North American audience didn't get to see. Like, if Asuka wins and then Asuka and Io go at it at SummerSlam, like, absolutely sign me up. So I'm here for Asuka to win. I really think that Jade could come back into the title picture as soon as Naomi cashes in. That's a very quick and easy in because she's definitely building to like being directly in the title picture.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a really good way for Jade to win it as well, is to like win it from Naomi. I assume Naomi is gonna like cash in under dubious circumstances, and then from there Jade wins the title back as a face. We've talked about it last week, but John Cena versus CM Punk, we probably expect Cena to win here and this chase to continue.
I would just find it very funny if they moved the event and Punk gets to wiggle his way out of this one. It's like, how you going to wiggle your way out of this one, Mr. Punk? Oh, there he went and wiggled himself out of it again.
Everybody go get your beads. We're going to New Orleans. Next up, we've got Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa, which is a singles match for the WWE US Championship. Again, the imploding bloodline, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa. I think Fatu's just going to hold on to this one out of pure tenacity.
Yeah. If Solo were to win it, it would be involvement from JC Mateo, and I'm so tired of seeing people get involved in matches and the extracurriculars. Like I get it. You want to protect people and all. Like at some point, you need to have real matches.
Yes.
Not everything can be a
disqualification, fizzle out,
or even just he came in and hit him when the ref wasn't looking and Solo wins. There's a point where it's just got to be a match, guys. So yeah, I think Fatu retains. And then we'll see if they keep building towards SummerSlam here.
Yeah. Next up, we've got another match that I'm really excited about. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. So this is Rhea going after a former member of the Judgment Day going against a current member of the Judgment Day in Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. So no disqualifications, no countouts, pinfall submission only. tater tots, tables, ladders, chairs, kendo sticks.
Anything else you can muster or find?
Thumbtacks. No thumbtacks. But yeah, no. I hope Rhea wins, right?
Yeah, I really don't see a way that Rhea doesn't win here, even with Raquel's just not on that level. Just not yet. And again, she's good.
Raquel is,
she's not Rhea Ripley, which is nothing to be ashamed of. There's one Rhea Ripley, and she's doing her goddamn thing.
And Raquel is still young though, too. She's still got a lot of room to grow and develop and do awesome things. So she is also one half of the tag team championship, and that's not to be looked down upon either.
Yeah, that's not nothing, even though as dumb as that sounds.
Yeah, no. I mean, she and Liv are great together, but yeah,
absolutely.
We'll see how that relationship with Roxanne develops. Will Roxanne appear at the street fight? Who knows? Our final match that we're aware of right now for Night of Champions is Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Sami Zayn, probably the most notable Arabic wrestler currently on the roster. He is of Syrian descent. There's the famous Raw opening of him in, I think it's in Riyadh.
I believe so.
Where he opens in Arabic. So that's exciting that he gets to perform in Saudi Arabia like that in front of it's exciting that he gets to perform in Saudi Arabia, although, we wish the circumstances could be a lot better. But again, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett. This is going to be exciting. We've been building up to this. We've wanted to see Karrion Kross wrestle. He was at that Game Changer Wrestling shoot tournament that was kind of wrestling, kind of not. But there's going to be shenanigans from Scarlett. There's going to be shenanigans from Karrion. And Sammy's going to have to really fight through this. But I think Sami wins.
I don't know. Again, Karrion, even after he got socked by Sami today, said, "Oh, I got him." So there's obviously a plan in place, this plan that's been long brewing.
Right.
Not that I don't think that Sami could win, but it's I guess we gotta wait and see really how deep is Karrion Kross's bag here when he's like, "I got him." Was the whole thing just to get him to a match so he could beat his ass? Is there another setup to really turn some more tables or some, turn his attitude, turn him heel?
Maybe break a few tables?
A couple Slim Jim tables?
Yeah. There you go. So, yeah, no, that's a pretty stacked card. And, we were just talking about it off mic. 6 matches. And if it's going to be a 3.5 hour show, it's going to be packed. There's going to be a lot going on. And, of course, all of the other things that happen during a PLE. So we'll be back next week to give you updates on the winners of the Queen and King tournaments, as well as all of those other matches and the finale tour, the last tour of one John Cena. So stay tuned here on the C Show. Again, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, rate, review, tell your friends, share it with your friends.
Download it on your parents' phones.
Yes.
Turn off notifications and download.
Yes. We have a YouTube channel. People are like, I don't know how to listen to podcasts. We have a YouTube channel, C Show Pod. We're recording some bonus footage on Thursday. We're going to be popping open these cards that we've been talking about for a couple of weeks. And then I recorded some footage yesterday of that follower goals video. So we're going to be working on that. And then, so make sure that once we hit our follower goals, then we're going to be putting out those videos, and then you'll be able to see that. And again, if we get anything good, we've been looking into sending it in for grading. If we do end up getting this box of WCW cards, who knows? We might autograph a few and send them out. But yeah, we've got plans, we've got machinations. So stay tuned here on the C Show. Of course, you like the C Show. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share our podcast with your friends. Make sure to follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook, and YouTube at C Show Pod. If you have questions for the boys? Send us an email, cshowpod@gmail.com. Thanks to our friends Amir and Patrick for their assistance. The C Show is a production of 832 Media. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.
cat